spirituality, self-development, personal development. For so many years now, I was told that I am a spiritual person. I actually spent years, many years, 12 years, delving into various different self-development programs, following self-development leaders of the time. I won't name them all now. I literally had all my bookshelves filled with these, with books. The Secret, I'm sure you've heard of The Secret. Such books, programs I've followed, been part of. And then still there is fulfillment that didn't happen in me. Now I'm discovering exactly what is self. And when I was doing the self-development as such, the self that I was developing is the pseudo-self. With spirituality now I'm developing my authentic self, who I actually am, which is super consciousness, Paramashiva. And that truth I've only found because of my Guru, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. I am experientially having this truth flower inside of myself. Nithyanandam Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatītam Gaganasadrusham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachanam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatītam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Thank you for joining me again. Thank you for supporting all of the videos that I have done so far. I'm continuing to share the Samipya Mukti and Jeevan Mukti Grantha projects. Swamiji has given us one more project, and that is to do with self-hatred, it's got to do with self-doubt, self-hatred and self-denial, SDHD, and completely completing with that so that there is only expression of superconsciousness, of Paramashiva, just radiating, just only that happening from me, only that flowering in me. So I'm going to start with Samipya Mukti project. And last night I actually combined with the SDHD, the new project, the self-doubt, self-hatred and self-denial project that Swamiji has given us, combined that with Samipya Mukti, which is presence of Swamiji himself. I find that experiencing myself, so last night when I was about to go to sleep, just before I went to sleep, I was contemplating on the internalizing these truths, and I found myself feeling extremely powerful within, and I slept differently. I don't even know if I slept. It was kind of like I was present, I was there, but I was resting. It was a interesting experience which I haven't had before, and I am experiencing myself truly as Paramashiva, as super consciousness. So I've started to identify myself as that more than my powerlessness. So that's one sharing I have about the Samipya Mukti and the new project Swamiji has given. I'm excited to play more with that, and I'm already seeing that the way I'm handling the problems that are coming in front of me, the way I'm seeing the solutions are very different now because of these projects. Now I'm going to go to the Jeevan Mukti Grantha project. If you remember this is the Living Enlightenment book. I'm going to chant Mahavakya 3 times. And Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 5, 6, 8. And 117. 5, 6, 8 and 117. I write it down because when I start reading, I actually sometimes forget what the number is. Okay, so 5, 6, 8. 5, 6, 8. A sannyasi moves in synchronicity with the whole of existence and learns through it. There are many people waiting to catch such birds at lamp. Society waits to fit you into the frame of country, religion, caste, community, and creed. You were a sweet soul when you landed on planet Earth. You were not a Hindu or an engineer or a worker. But understand that society wants engineers and workers. It is not bothered about your consciousness. Actually, neither your parents nor society are aware that there is something called consciousness. They themselves don't have the intelligence. They teach you what they were taught. That's all. Their conditioning is not a deliberate attempt to restrict or condition you. Conditioning is the unwanted dowry that has been handed over for generations and lives from person to person. First, there is parental conditioning, then there is societal conditioning. Based on these two, you create certain ethics for yourself. This is the self-imposed conditioning, your own dharma, your own path of righteousness. Because we create so many layers of conditioning, we are unable to see the truth directly. We are not able to perceive the goal directly. We are not able to live the goal directly. We are caught in the conditioning and forget who we truly are. The conditioning creates certain limitations in us, and we start thinking that the limitations are the real us. Even the clothes that we wear condition us to believe we are the clothes. So isn't it interesting? I actually spontaneously usually start the introduction to a video, and then I spontaneously obviously allow Swamiji to show the numbers. But if you can go back to the beginning of the video, I mentioned about self, I mentioned about self-development, and I mentioned about true self. And this is exactly how do we get to the pseudo-self? It's by the conditioning that we have, and who we actually are is consciousness. So, and then the next page is 117. Okay, so let's see what 117 has. 117. 117. Okay, 117, the ultimate alchemy. What is alchemy? The process of changing a lower metal such as copper or iron into gold is alchemy. In the same way, when our being is ripe, the base feeling of lust transforms to love, the highest emotion we are capable of. Alchemy involves removing the impurities, adding some pure elements, and then processing to change the base metal to gold. In the same way, remove the impurity of your fantasies, add the purity of friendliness in your relationship, and process this with your patience. In the beginning, people may not be able to understand the change in you. Just continue with belief and confidence in yourself. Your sincerity and strength has no way but to touch others around you positively. Okay, so what is actually the conditioning is what we would call as fantasies. That's like layers and layers of perception that has happened in us. So all in all, this video is I get to learn as much as when I'm recording as it is for you when you're listening, because it is happening for me right now in this moment. It isn't a pre-planned thing. It is a spontaneous flow. So once again, thank you so much. I can see how today's video links everything back together again and helps me to understand that this is the right path going forward, which is keep on removing the impurities, which is the conditioning by society, and the real true self is emerged beyond that. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for participating and commenting, sharing, etc. It means a lot to me. Let's end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Tat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padkarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you.